Today I'm going to take a look at 4 battles of the ancient world. This is from Decision Games. Actually says Overlord Games down here. I don't know if this was going to be a product line or the like. This is a older game. I picked this up on sale at Noble Knight. Noble Knight was running a sale. I think it's still running at the time of this filming, but by the time I post this, I think it will be long gone. But picked up quite a few items in that sale, so I'm probably going to put this and some of those other items under my Kilroy's Bargains playlist, as I found these to be pretty good deals. Sometimes I kind of take a runner on some of these and see what's out there. This is one that I've looked at for a long time. Again, this is an older game, been around for quite a bit of time, but I've always been interested in ancient battles and trying to kind of collect simulations that cover some of these ancient battles. And this one has 4 very interesting ones. Cannae is one that always interests me, and mainly from the standpoint of how do you simulate that? I mean, how do you make the Romans do the dumb thing, right? Teutoburger Wald is always been interesting to me in that it's been it's kind of the sophisticated and well-equipped Roman Empire versus barbarians, right? And they get ambushed. But these other 2, are famous battles, but those 2 kind of jump out as me as interesting to simulate, and I like to see how this game handles it. This is from, as I said, from Decision Games. As you can see here, the way it's packaged is it's not shrink wrap because this has been open, but this is how Noble Knight sends their pre-opened games out. They kind of put them in a bag. So I assume all the contents are in here. I've only had out of numerous purchases with Noble Knight, I believe I've only had 1 or 2 where I was like, yeah, it's not what I ordered, and that's after probably hundreds of purchases. So pretty good track record. As we see here, the complexity is low, solitaire suitability is high. I don't think there's any built-in AI or anything here. This is, just old-fashioned playing it two-handed. Listed for $25, but the price I got this for was very, very low, so I feel like this is a bargain. This was 1992 was the copyright on this. I imagine this came out around that time frame. As we see here, we have 4 games in here. We have Arbela, 331 BC, the decisive battle between the Macedonian Greek army under Alexander the Great and the armies of the Persian Empire under their god king, Darius. Then we have Cannae, 216 BC, the armies of Rome under Consul Varro meet the Carthaginian army under Hannibal. Yes. Pharsalus, 48 BC, the struggle for the mastery of the Roman world between the legions of Julius Caesar and his rival Pompey the Great. And Teutoburger Wald, 9 AD, 3 legions of imperial Rome under Roman governor Varus are retiring from Germania to their fortress line along the Rhine. And this is Arminius, German leader, supposed ally with Varus, disappears and gathers his war bands to basically take ambush them. Very interesting. So interesting to see how they do these battles. I don't know if they took this. There was an Ancients 1 and an Ancients 2 and Ancients 3. Those might have been put out by 3W. I don't think they're related to this system, and because those turned into the Ancient Battles Deluxe system that Victory Point Games put out, and then that has been redone. Oh, that's been redone by a couple of people. I think Compass might have done it, and I think somebody else recently has redone that. I mean, they've kind of repackaged that whole system, revised and repackaged it several times. I don't think this has anything to do with that, but it kind of, I believe it came out around the same time period as those Ancients 1 or 2 and 3. Interesting thing here is the map art is Mark Simonich, so call out there in the wargaming industry. Oh, big tape on here. Yeah. Man, there we go. Just got to get it started. Love to know your thoughts. I mean, again, this has been around forever, right? 1992, so surely some of you have played this. Love to know what you think about this or any of the ancient games that come out around that time frame. 4 Battles of the Ancient World. The box is a little indented, but what do you expect from a 92 game? Here we have a die. Man, that's kind of cool. So a lot of times when you get these repackaged games, they do not have the die in them. Here's the standard rules for 4 battles. So it's interesting here. Are we really down to 4 pages? Yeah, 4 pages of rules. Triple column, black and white. You get the game design, Larry Baggett and Waylon Grace. Playtesters, Joseph Miranda. Look at that. All right, so there's the rules. So basic, just your basic essentials. You know, there's setting up, sequence of play, there's movement, zones of combat, train effects, reinforcement. There's the basic games rules, missile units, light troops, leaders, rally, and then the advanced game rule. Advanced game rules bring in charging, demoralization, and disintegration, facing. So you only get 3 extra rules in there. So that's interesting. I mean, 4 pages, and you have basic and advanced. So there's 2 sets of those in here. Now this looks bigger. So what is the deal here? So something else is in here. So what we have in here is, that's interesting. What's going on here? So we have Teutoburger. Oh, these are the scenarios. So I guess they just shoved that in there. So I think these are the same. I think these 2 are the same. And then we have the actual scenarios. And they each look like they cover a page. No, except for, I say that, and then Cannae is 2 pages. No, not sure how we're reading this. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. So they're like this. All right, so 2 pages each for each battle. There you go. And then Pharsalus and the Wald. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so that's your scenarios. I'll put that back in there. Interesting. Just haven't seen it packaged that way. Here's my game response card. Will they respond to me if I get that out there? Decision games is still around. So, we got 2 counter sheets. These are little waterlogged there. I don't think they were underwater, but they're a little bit of warping going on there. And so you can see that this is for Pharsalus. This is for Teutoburger Wald. And they are double-sided. But the backside is basically telling, I think, the location hex for setup, I would imagine. A lot of games back in that day did that. It's kind of interesting to put a little bit of art on the areas in between. Here's some for the others battles. Carthaginians. There's Hannibal right there. And again, probably the setup location. Let's get to the maps here. Imagine we have two maps and they're double-sided, I would expect. Let's make some room for them. Here's a Teutoburger Wald. The Eagles fall because the Roman legion, no, spoiler alert, Roman legions don't fare so well in that battle. Pull out a little bit so you can see a little bit better here. There we go. Very interesting. And you have all your charts. Here's your combat results table. Here's your terrain effects chart, your terrain key, rally chart. So you have all your, and you have a turn track up there. So you got some charts on here as well. Marximinus match. It's very practical. You know, it's very clear and concise, seeing the different terrains and roads and what have you. Let's look at the back here, see what battle we have on the back. Oh, this is wide open. This is Pharsalus. Not a lot of terrain here. Looks like we have some marsh right here and a slope, and looks like a little bit of a rampart down here. Everything else is wide open. Let's see what this one is. Let's look at Cannae. Interesting here. So this is the Roman battle plan. So maybe that's how they're going to do the simulation and making the Romans do what they need to do to make the scenario work, right? So this is the Romans battle plan area. Cool. Interesting. Got to read up on that. Again, have charts around the edges as well. And you have these two sloped or hill areas that kind of fed the battle. Let's look at the flip side of this. Yeah, not a lot of terrain on here. So the Wald is probably the best. It's the one that's going to have the most terrain. This is kind of just clear and hilltops up here, and a little bit of slope. So there you have it. So that is what you get in the box of Four Battles of the Ancient World. Such a clever title. There's my game response card. Standard rules plus the scenarios are in there. Do it like this. And we have a die. I wonder if that's the original die, because it's in a baggie. I doubt it came in a baggie back in 1992. There you have it. That is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, or any of the other systems that kind of cover ancient battles. You know, I generally now invest my time and effort and money into great battles of history. I like that system, but I have picked up a lot of these other systems along the way, including that what I mentioned before, the Victory Point games, Ancient Battles Deluxe. And I dabbled a little bit in Ancients before that. There's a lot of scenarios with that system. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Love to know your thoughts on it. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.
Thanks for watching.